take a breather. Cardio kingpin, subjugate the dub play. And you know we can't wait to bring spins. A-star quizzes, A+ the final. Vocals we align, we'll move it all simultaneously over joints we rock. We earn 30 years so you can say we got 3 turns. Live off the board, unlike you and your chess men. We install doubt in you and your yes men. And if the game had veins, we'll insert upheaval the ground. Cause the adrenaline we blend with the sound is our thing, relieving the kings of all crowns. So are you ready? Are you set? Then jump to the rhythm as hard as you can go. Keep it steady, to the letter, right? Turn it up, y'all, keep the flow. But can you rock it like rocket fuel? What you talking about? Space out your mind. But can you rock it like rockets, fool? That's a close encounter of what kind? Then jump to the rhythm as hard as you can go. Turn it up, y'all, keep the flow. Are you ready? Set? Jump to the rhythm as hard as you can go. Keep it steady, to the letter, right? Turn it up, we giving the show. But can you rock it like rocket fuel? What you talking about? Space out your mind. But can you rock it like rockets, fool? That's a close encounter of what kind?
We are just a few miles from the Gulf Coast of Florida at Raymond James Stadium here in Tampa. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Arizona Cardinals and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And a penalty marker's down on the field. And they might be backing up a bit here to start the drive. Yeah, this is going to put them back with a not great field position.
So they really got zero benefit at all, right? Sometimes you can absorb a penalty when you get a big return. Then the penalty brings it back, but you still have great field position. As you pointed out, not in this case.
Here we go, here we go, here we go. 180.
All day, just like that. Just like that.
Here's a give to Mixon. And he's dropped just shy of the 25 at the 24. First play of the drive going for 14 and also going for a first down.
And there we see an early burst that makes him one of the leading rushers in the league.
Well, I want you to know, I listened to you yesterday when we were watching film. You said write down the word vision for him. It was on display there, wasn't it?
It certainly was, because he allows the blocks to set up in front of him. And if that continues, it'll be a long afternoon for those guys trying to play some defense.
Now a man open down the middle of the field. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. A good gain again. That's now 31 yards combined on those last two plays. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. Now it's Mixon running right. On the tackle, it's Randy Gregory.
When we see those runs To the perimeter, when we see those runs to the edge, we think about big breakers, don't we? In this case, it was a modest gain, but it does open up possibilities here on second down.
Three yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7.
Check tight end, check tight. Check tight.
A handoff to Mixon. And he's got some space here. And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line. 22 yards there, a first down. That's his longest run of the first quarter. And, Charles, we talked before the game about them needing to establish the run game. They'll be looking for more of that.
And they got to the perimeter. So that tells me that that's part of the game plan of what they want to get done today. So they'll have some complimentary runs where they'll run it to the inside. But it appears that when they want the big yardage, they think they can get to the outside and make it happen.
Now a throw to the end zone on first down, but it winds up incomplete.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 35.
Curl. Say. Curl.
Now Joe Mixon. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets them up for third down. So from 2nd and long, now we go to 3rd and very manageable.
Yeah, they love that phrase, don't they? Because as an offensive coordinator, you can keep people a little bit off balance and guessing because you don't have to throw it. You can come back with a strong run game if you want to. And if you're in 4-down territory, that really opens things up for you.
Well, he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Buccaneers. Joe Mixon, his first touchdown on the year. And the Bucs take the ball down the field and score on their opening drive. Now Greg Zuerlein on for the extra point. And that one gives the Bucs a 7-0 lead. Now after the touchdown, it's Zuerlein. He'll kick it away. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And the decision to bring it out is going to cost him about 7 yards all told as he's taken down back shy of the 20. They run for the first time with Justice Hill, and he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down. So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12.
Good route here.
Working out of the gun, Cousins. And he whips that one incomplete there. Andy Isabella was the intended target. 3rd down here. Charles, already trailing by touchdown early. This offense, how imperative is it for them to get points out of this drive?
Well, they feel like they have to go ahead and match because of what was already on the board against their defense. But I think even more so, you just want to avoid 3 and outs. You want to be able to stay on the field for a little while, let your defense catch their breath a little bit, even if you don't score any points.
Go.
Cousins from the gun on 3rd. And he'll just toss it away. So he throws it away, and that brings up 4th down. So the defense able to get off the field here on 3rd down.
And it's one of the goals of the game. They've got to be effective on passing downs. It's one of the few things defenses chart. How did we do on 3rd down? That's a nice start for them in this one.
Come on, let's go.
And Tampa Bay trots out there now. And, Charles, if the season ended today, and it's not going to, we still have December left.
More football.
We're only in November. But they would be a wild card team. And that's great. They'd be in the playoffs, but you know they're trying to bump up to be one of those division leaders.
That guarantees you at least one home game in the playoffs, and that's what you're really seeking. But there also isn't much margin for error for this team, right? Because right where they're sitting, a 2-game losing streak could have them out of the playoffs, so they've got to make sure they continue to keep the momentum going.
Absolutely. There's some sharks smelling blood in the water behind them. Left side here taken in by Metcalf. And he'll be taken down at the 2-yard line. A solid pickup of 12 yards, and now they're knocking on the door. And he is the NFC reigning offensive player of the week. You got to think, all the guys that take the field each and every week, that's not an easy award. Always has to feel good to grab.
It has to.
And he hauls it in for the Buccaneer touchdown. DK Metcalf with another touchdown, number 24 on the year. And the Buccaneers here finding a way to stretch their lead. Zerline good with a PAT. And that'll make the score 14-0. Now after the touchdown, it's Zerline. He'll kick it away. Here's the Arizona offense now as they get set to take over. And the first drive, 3 and out. Second possession, see if they can get a little momentum.
And oftentimes that first drive is just a feeling out process. You have some plays that you've got called and you want to see how the defense reacts. It may not go terrific on the first one. Now they're ready to go. They've kind of got to look at them, got a sense. Let's see if they open things up a little bit.
See if they open things up. Let's see what the defense does here, too, after a good stop. They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line. Now a handoff here to his running back. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. A gain of 13. It's a first down.
I have to admit, I'm excited by that play call and the end result, because this is a team that's down big early in the first quarter, and a lot of teams will just panic, abandon the playbook, and just start firing the ball all over the place. It's way too early for that. Stick to what works for you.
Down double digits, and we talked about their game plan being both running and passing there. You're right. They're sticking to the game plan, getting the ground game going.
A lot of football left to be played.
In on the stop, it was the UCF product, Shaquem Griffin.
Well, they had that one sniffed out. Excellent run blitz. Stopped that one for a short gain.
What makes a good run blitz a good run blitz?
The ability to stay on task, to follow up your assignment, go to the gap you're supposed to cover, and not be deterred by anything else.
Now a nice throw here, right side. He hauls it in. And he'll be corralled out across midfield down to the 45. A gain of 13. It's a first down.
Slant route's effective no matter who's running the route and catching the ball. But when you have a receiver of that stature, you have to be a little bit more precise throwing it. You don't have the same catch radius with the bigger targets.
They'll get only a couple down to the 44. We haven't seen much from him running the football here in this first quarter.
No, you're right about that. We haven't seen much of him at all so far. They've stacked him up pretty well, but when you're trying to run the football, sometimes you got to play the long game. Keep handing it to him, and some of those runs that aren't working now, they turn into 6, 7, 8, and maybe more later on.
They give it to Hill running right. And he's going to get stopped up quickly. Give him a yard down to the 43. They follow up the gain of 2 with a gain of 1 that time.
Well, if the coaching staff's doing a good job upstairs, they'll file away what they just saw from the defense right there. They sold out to stop that running play. I'd say keep that in mind. They want to try that again, go play action, hit them over the top.
And a loss of 3 to bring up 4th. Here's Matt Bosher now as he'll kick it away for the second time. And problems spreading to the punt team now. This one goes all the way into the end zone on the fly, so that'll come back to the 20. Now the Buccaneer offense set to take over again. It's been a good first half so far. They're up 14-0. Points here, they could really put them in command before intermission.
Yeah, and it's all well and good what they're seeing and how they're feeling right now. But this is the NFL. How many times have we watched 14-0 leads evaporate and quickly? So how have we seen them combat it? Continue to run your offense, but don't back off at all. Don't start looking at the clock. Don't start thinking about, hey, just take care of the football. Keep attacking. Usually the best way to maintain control.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. They keep it on the ground. This time it's Mixon. And that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line. A second down play results in a loss of 2 yards.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage.
Foles. And that'll be incomplete. Well, they took their shot all right, but it comes up empty, and it's 4th down. You can tell they were hoping for a flag there offensively. Several on the sideline motioning, hey, why not a penalty? Why not a penalty? What did you see?
Yeah, I think you've got to let them play, and the officials are instructed. If there's contact coming from both sides, no flag. Let them fight it out.
And forces 4th down. A good return there, 17 yards. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. Arizona getting ready to go as they take the field. And they're in a bind early here, down 14-0. Are you worried at this stage or still too early?
You're worried. You're just trying not to transmit it to the rest of your team. You want to make sure that they stay positive. But at the same time, you're wondering, how are we going to move the football? What do we have on this play sheet that can work? Get back to basics is usually your answer. And make sure you find the guy who can move the ball fastest for you if you just get it in his hands.
Yeah, still second quarter. You get points on the board here. I think you're feeling okay. So 2nd down, still 10 yards to go. Ball on the 43.
Under 10. First. Hey, exit.
Keep talking about it and bring it. Mike 4. Here we go, D. Here I come. Mike 4. Here we go, D.
Cousins. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
Well, someone's been up to the task so far in this game. They are already up a couple of scores, Brandon, and guess what? I think they're just going to pin their ears back now and get upfield and get after the quarterback.
Been such an impressive first half to get that lead. Third and long for Cousins. Under pressure again, and down he goes again.
Well, this is what happens when you get behind the chains, as people like to say. When you have obvious passing situations, hard to vary it up and fool a defense.
And you hate those situations if you're an O-lineman, right?
Oh, without a doubt, because you just know they're coming, and you never know exactly how. They can be exotic in their blitzes, or their athletic ability just takes over.
Here comes the Tampa Bay offense now heading back out onto the field. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency. Move the ball at least a few times on offense. Couple of first downs and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10.
Let's go, defense. Let's get through there.
Mixon will try the right side. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it.
Well, we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
And on 3rd down, a nickel formation here defensively. Now Foles. And he's caught on the sideline, but he's not going to have a first down. They say he was out of bounds, so a big call there. That brings up 4th. Here's Cameron Johnston now, as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. Here's the Arizona offense now as they get set to take over. So far, they've had 3 drives, 3 punts. Not good.
Not good indeed, because you've got to have something to show for being out on the field. Now, sometimes, if you have a game where neither side has scored, 3 punts isn't a bad thing. But when you're trying to set the pace, get up on top in a game, you've got to show better offense and find a way to put some points on the board.
2 minutes to play, first half. It's 14-0. We remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll send you cross-state to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman will have all the stats and all the scores from games going on during another busy Sunday in the National Football League. And he slides to avoid the hit. It's a first down on a gain of 10.
And we have to give credit to him for buying time and extending the play. But, you know, there's some really upset defenders on that one. They thought that they had him. Instead, he was coated in Teflon and got away.
On the ground, this is Hill. And he still has yet to get on track in this first half as they're going to stop him behind the line. Plays like we just saw there, that's why they're up right now. And the defense, they're doing their job.
Yeah, it starts with the guys up front. So when you talk with GMs who are putting together a team, a lot of them say we're going to build from the inside out, because if you control the line of scrimmage, you control.
And down he goes, a Buccaneer sack. Now the Bucs going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with a tick under a minute to go before half. Cousins with work to do after the sack as he brings his guys up on a 3rd and long. On the handoff, it's Hill. And he'll be about a full yard shy of the 20 at the 19-yard line. The Bucs going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 55 seconds to go until halftime. The punter Bosher on now as he gets this one away.
The Bucs take over 1st and 10 at their own 39-yard line.
Now the Buccaneers offense gets ready to head back onto the field. And they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
Then they got to look at that play sheet.
And he will not be able to get away as Foles is taken down. Darius Leonard, he's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year. After the sack on first down, Foles to the right side and complete to Metcalf. That one a gain of 20 and a first down. And just a small glimpse there as to why they like this rookie so much.
And that's why they lit up a little bit in our meetings with the coaching staff, didn't they?
When we talked about him, they did.
Yeah, you know, they like his work ethic. You know, this guy's running every route well in the route tree and getting better at it all the time, really honing his game. They expect a pretty good jump out of him as things continue to move on.
Over the middle, that's caught by Metcalf. The Bucs forced to use their 3rd and final timeout as they'll stop it with 17 seconds to go in this first half of action. 2nd and 5 after the 5-yard completion on first down.
13.
Let's go. Hey, we got Mike, number 53. Mike, 53. I got you.
Hey, Zoom.
53's the mic. 53. Check 53. Here we go. Motion, motion, motion.
Here's Foles. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete. The rookie DK Metcalf, the intended receiver, and it's 3rd and 5.
He was defended by Jalen Ramsey.
The Bucs on 3rd down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. This will be 3rd and 5. He'll look to throw. Going for the deep ball. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Greedy Williams, the rookie from LSU. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half. And this should be the final play before the quarter ends. Now they're just going to run it here up the middle. Hill's hit, and he lost the football. And now, due to apparent time constraints, we fast forward to the beginning of the second half. All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. The Bucs with the lead, and they'll get the football first as the second half is underway.
Let's go. Shoot it.
The Cardinals take over 1st and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
To Hunt. 180. 150.
Alert flare. Alert flare. 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 Tell me.
Flag.
Here we go. Night, night. Mike 7. Mike 7. Watch the screen. Watch the screen. Watch the screen. Kill, kill.
On the ground with Hill to begin the drive. And they're going to get him behind the line yet again as his nightmare afternoon continues. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 10 at the 22-yard line.
Get ready.
Here's Hill one more time. And not much there. Maybe a yard up to the 24. Now, they struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the first half, and that's sort of continuing here in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse, and I believe he'll eventually reward them, especially as we get deeper in the game.
Shit, shit. Shit. Tell me the mic. Hey, we got to get this stop.
From the shotgun, it's Cousins. Flush to his right. Now the hit comes, and Cousins lost the football. And it's picked up by the Buccaneers. And he will score. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. The offense, they've had some sloppy moments. Sloppy there again on that one, and it could be the backbreaker.
From a defensive perspective, if the offense is going to be sloppy, you've got to take advantage of that, and that's what they've done all game long.
Zerline connects on the extra point, and it's now 21-0. So here's the kickoff now as they'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And all that worked, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been had he simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line.
To Hunt. 180.
Watch the pass. Watch the pass. Here we go. Here we go.
On 1st down, Green. Just a yard on the 1st down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
I think if they want to start getting back into this game, it behooves them to get better on 1st down.
Yeah, certainly not what they were looking for there out of the opening play of this drive.
57 the mic. 57 the mic.
Hey, Haywood.
On 2nd and 9, Cousins. Oh, the Buccaneer pressure too much. Down he goes. Frank Clark has now recorded 10 sacks on the season.
3rd down. 3rd and 14.
Cousins with work to do after the sack as he brings his guys up on a 3rd and long. the gun. Here's Cousins. Looking deep downfield. Looks to throw, fires right side. And that's going to be incomplete. The coverage too good there. The contact popped the ball free, and it's 4th down. Here's Matt Bosher now as he's on for the 5th time here today. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. The Buccaneers in good field position here to start out 1st and 10. Here's Joe Mixon as they start on the ground. And he'll get it across midfield and down into Cardinal territory. 9 yards is the pickup there, and they'll have a 2nd and 1.
You know how we get focused at end of the half and end of the game situations about how much time's on the board and, you know, what you need to do? Sometimes you don't even have to worry about that. That's just smart football. You know, that kind of a lead, staying in bounds, it burns clock, even in a situation that we're not really focused on it.
This is caught. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Buccaneers. DK Metcalf, his 25th touchdown, tying him at Smith for the 5th most in one season. And the Bucs are going to add on to their lead. Zerline good with a PAT, and it is 28-0. Now after the touchdown, it's Zerline. He'll kick it away. Fielded about a yard deep. And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. They'll run on 1st down. Green takes it to the 26, just a 1-yard gain.
Nice job by that defensive front there to hold him to a short gain on 1st down. Well played, I must say.
Yeah, only getting 1 yard. There was no room to run. On 2nd and 9, Cousins. That's caught. It's the rookie Marcus Green. And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. Give him 14 on that one and a 1st down. And at his size, he's a smaller back. You can get him to football. He can kind of get lost, make someone miss. It's good for him.
Yeah, it's great for him. I like what you said there. Sometimes he gets lost in the traffic a little bit, but get him out in the open field into some space. That plays to his strengths the best and keeps him out of it where all the big boys are, you know, make someone miss in the open field.
I'm coming after you. What? Mike 7.
On 2nd and 9, Cousins. And now he'll turn, and off his back foot, he'll heave this deep. And that'll be incomplete. Good protection that time, and they couldn't hook up on the long one. Now it's 3rd down.
This defense is continuing to contest every deep ball that is thrown downfield. And, look, it doesn't matter whether you're playing man or zone. Eventually, that becomes man-on-man, and you've got to trust yourself and go up in that moment of truth and make a play on the football.
Able to find Isabella. And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line. Call that a very strong gain of 24. Well, they've been struggling in the passing game. Do you like the aggressiveness there? I mean, it worked on that play, but do you like it?
I do, because a lot of the time you're struggling because your passing lanes are clogged. That usually happens when you're throwing the ball underneath. People start to press up on you. Push them deep. Find some space and open things up again. Being aggressive there, I think, will pay off for them.
On 2nd and 12, Cousins. That'll be taken in there by Miles Boykin. And he'll take this one in for the Arizona touchdown. Miles Boykin, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Cardinals cut into that lead. Bryant's extra point up and good. And it's now a 28-7 ball game. And after the touchdown, here's Bryant now to kick it away.
The Bucs take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
180. Check 53's Mike. They're not ready for the move.
Mixon gets the nod to start the drive. And he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there.
They'd love to just strike back with a touchdown right here, and if it's a long play, so be it. But the main goal, get a couple of first downs, run some plays, run some clock, allow their defense to get a chance to catch their breath, settle down, and relax a little bit after they just gave up the score.
They try to throw on second down, but this one is incomplete. So it can't hang on, and as I watch that unfold, I remembered an expression that I've heard, maybe from you, I don't know, but you're going to get hit anyways, might as well hold on to the ball.
Well, you know a coach said that, right?
Yeah.
Not an actual player. Not a chance at all. Way easier said than done.
The Bucs on third down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. This is 3rd and 7. Open man is Metcalf. He's got it. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. That one goes for 36 yards. Boy, another big play late here for an offense, Charles, that certainly has had its fair share of big plays.
Coverage has been a problem all game long, and I would say that going along with that has been confidence. Because even if they had the right coverage, they've still dented them, and now it's been a real issue for them during this game.
Now, here's a look for the end zone, but that one's going to wind up incomplete. The intended receiver was DK Metcalf, and that'll bring up second down. Fourth quarter, you've got the big lead. If you're coaching, Charles, you still taking shots like that downfield?
I'd be a little more concerned with running some clock and making sure you're taking care of the lead, because you keep flinging it around, you throw
pressure comes, and the Cardinals bring him down. Roquan Smith in there to drop him for his 11th sack of the year.
Enough to start to have a good drive. Quite like a big loss on a sack, does it?
Now they're looking at a 3rd and long, and suddenly the momentum shifted to the other side of the football.
And old Mo is a very, very fickle man.
And he'll be out just a yard or two shy of the 30. 14 yards is the pickup there, but it'll still lead to a 4th down. They'll break the huddle here and go for it. This is 4th down.
53 is the mic. 53 is the mic.
Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. Open man is Gordon, complete. And down he goes, taking it inside the 10, just shy of the 5 at the 6. Wow, 1st and goal, and defensively all they could do is shake their heads. Not only did they allow the conversion, but a big play as well. They'll give it to Mixon, and he's into the end zone for a Tampa Bay touchdown. Joe Mixon with 2 touchdowns on the season, both in this game. And the Buccaneers here finding a way to stretch their lead. Zerline connects on the extra point, and that'll increase their lead to 28. Now after the touchdown, it's Zerline. He'll kick it away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he will be brought down here at about the 17-yard line.
Let's go!
The Cardinals take over 1st and 10 at their own 17-yard line.
Mike,
The hot! Ready?
come on, D. Shift! Watch the shift!
Leave it. Bring up 48. Where's the hot?
On 1st down, it's Green. And he'll power his way up near the 25. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice, solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
Now the Bucs going to use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. Cousins now 6 for 6 since coming back out of the locker room. It's 1st and 10.
Hey, we're good.
Mike 7.
Wait, time.
Cousins. Flushed out right. Give him a couple on the scramble. It's 2nd down.
Yeah, he only gets a few yards on 1st and 10, but he's better off doing that than throwing an incompletion or even worse, an interception.
The throw over the middle taken in. And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line. A 1st down there on a pickup of 25.
You know I'm going to lean towards the defender, right? You know I'm going to do that.
I know.
That's a tough situation for him as I see it. But the truth of the matter is, that ball was not streaking towards him. Had a little arc on it. He's got to find a way to get his head around and make a play on the football.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
Hey, receiver.
On second down, Cousins again. And seeing nowhere to throw, he chucks this one away from harm. Incomplete. Now it's third down. Another incompletion. You know, it's a wonder he's still moving around back there the number of times he's been sacked.
Yeah, he's staying out there, isn't he? And you don't think about it much in a game like this, but he's showing incredible leadership. Still competing, still fighting, not taking himself out of a ball game that appears lost.
This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10. Again, it's Cousins. This one to Jarwin over the middle. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop it. First target, first catch, and a first down. From the red zone now, Cousins. And Green with a catch left side. He's taken down at the 7 after a gain of 7.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big play.
And hit behind the line. He lost the football. It's loose. And it's picked up by the Buccaneers. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
And with that kind of a deficit, you can't afford to make any kind of mistakes. But it's been pretty symptomatic of what we've seen all game with them, isn't it? Down this big in the football.
You're saying afternoon to forget, absolutely. And the big boys up front, they're going to stop him right at the line. No gain on the play. It'll be second down.
Second and 10 at the 6-yard line.
Wide 80.
53, Mike.
Yes.
Be afraid of me. You better be afraid of me. Let's go.
What are you?
Throwing on second down. Foles. And the most curious way there to burn some clock. That was wild. And at the end of all that, it winds up a safety. All right, Charles, help me out here. Fourth quarter, you've got the lead, and you run backwards into the end zone. You're just trying to do too much.
I almost don't have words for it. But, you know, every coach that we talk to talks about running backs or people running the football, running north-south, getting upfield.
Let's go.
He went way in the opposite direction, and that's going to cost his team.
Yeah, it cost him big time. Still leading, but it costs him.
Jahan, what are you?
65.
Through.
Mike 7. Mike 7.
Hey, Charlie.
You gonna get this, boy? You think you gonna get this?
Cousins now after the fumble recovery. He's going to rifle one deep left side. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Brad McDougal. And a huge return as he'll take this one all the way down inside the 30-yard line. Andy Isabella was the intended target.
Well, this defensive pressure has been constant all game long. The pass rush, the coverage, they've all been excellent, and now they'll tack on an interception here as this one continues to slip just further and further out of hand.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. And that'll be incomplete. We do have a penalty flag down, however. Let's see what that's about. In the pocket, chucked it away, flag comes down.
So you got to move a little bit, right? Know where you are on the field, have some awareness. Tackle to tackle. You got to get outside of that tackle box in order to get that done.
After the penalty, it's Mixon. And that one blown up quickly as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. They'll wind up losing 3. And now it's third down. So it's Buccaneer football as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. And that play will go nowhere. Losing yardage back near midfield at the 49. And now right out of the 2-minute break, we'll get a timeout used defensively with 1:56 to go. And with things looking pretty good on the scoreboard, they're going to keep the offense out there and go for it here on 4th.
Silence.
Let's go.
From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. And it's knocked away and incomplete. The Bucs try it on 4th down, but come up empty. And this defense will take over right near midfield at the 49-yard line. So good field position for the Cardinals as they come up 1st and 10. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. And down he goes, a Buccaneer sack.
We've been around this league for a while, and many coaches never pull their starting quarterback, almost no matter the situation. In this case, though, I think he's got to make a decision. He's taking a pretty good beating out there.
Yeah, and with the deficit, maybe not wanting to risk an injury. A 2nd down pass play there, but it's incomplete. Well, the trials and tribulations of being a quarterback in this league, it's tough. It's got to be wearing on him out there.
Well, he has been sacked a number of times. He had an interception, so I'm going to give him a skosh of credit for hanging in there and trying to make something happen, despite the amount of pressure he's been under this entire game.
The Cardinals on 3rd down. They've struggled to the tune of 2 for 8 so far. This will be 3rd and 19.
Gun.
I got it.
80 weapon.
Now Cousins. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And that is incomplete. Well, it just seems like all game long there hasn't been a lot of sync quarterback to wide receiver on this side of the football.
They haven't been on the same page, quarterback and receivers. Heck, they haven't been on the same grease board when you draw plays up. They haven't been on the same surface tablet that you look at on the sidelines. Nothing's worked for them. They've got to find a way to start matching each other's movements.
The Bucs take over Get ready. At their own 20-yard line.
Be alert.
Check 53.
No gain on this defense, no gain.
Rush in.
Hayden's goal.
That one looks like he'll throw here. And he's got his favorite target yet again. It's complete. And all the way down to the 24-yard line. A big play that time for Tampa Bay. 56 yards. So barely time to catch our breath. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the red zone. Foles. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down. Metcalf once again the target, but it's going to be 2nd down. From the 24, they'll go again on 2nd and 10. This is Mixon. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. 12 yards there and a 1st down.
He's still rumbling, isn't he? Still looking fresh in this one despite the heavy workload. But you and I both know, well-conditioned, and he did tell us that he thrives on being at his peak late in ball games.
Six.
Now we'll get whistles, and they've signaled for a timeout. Not sure I see the logic in this, but we'll get a stoppage anyway with 5 seconds remaining.
Easy.
Check 53's light.
Go. 22 jet bomber.
Now Foles. To the end zone, but knocked away and incomplete.